The Flatiron Building, an iconic skyscraper in New York City, has captivated the imagination of architects, historians, and casual observers for over a century. Its unique triangular shape and commanding presence at the intersection of Fifth Avenue and Broadway make it one of the most recognizable buildings in the world. Designed by architect Daniel Burnham, the building was originally known as the Fuller Building, named after the Fuller Company, a real estate firm that was heavily involved in its construction. Completed in 1902, the Flatiron Building stands as one of the earliest examples of a modern steel-frame skyscraper, an engineering marvel that set the stage for the architectural innovations that would follow in the 20th century. Its distinctive triangular design was inspired by the irregular plot of land on which it was built, an oddly shaped wedge of land between Fifth Avenue, Broadway, and East 22nd Street. Burnham's design was a bold response to the challenge of fitting a skyscraper into this unusually shaped lot. The building, which rises to 285 feet, has 22 stories, with the narrowest side facing the intersection of Broadway and Fifth Avenue, giving it its famous, sleek, triangular appearance. At the time of its construction, the Flatiron Building was one of the tallest buildings in New York City, though it was soon eclipsed by taller skyscrapers. Nevertheless, its visual impact on the city was immense, and it quickly became a symbol of modernity, innovation, and the growing importance of New York City as a global metropolis. The Flatiron Building's design was revolutionary not just in its shape, but also in its construction techniques. The steel frame structure allowed for larger windows and open interior spaces, a significant departure from the load-bearing masonry buildings that had dominated the city's skyline until then. This innovation enabled the building to be taller and lighter than previous structures of similar size. Burnham's architectural language was also marked by a mix of classical and Beaux Arts elements, with a grand, ornate cornice and elaborate detailing on the building's facades. The use of terracotta and limestone on the exterior gave the Flatiron its distinctive appearance, while its sleek, upward-reaching lines were meant to evoke the spirit of progress. At the time, the building was considered a cutting-edge structure, its design reflecting the aspirations of an emerging modern America. When the Flatiron Building was completed, it stood in sharp contrast to its surroundings. New York's skyline in the early 1900s was still dominated by the traditional, low-rise buildings that had characterized the city for much of the 19th century. The Flatiron's verticality and geometric precision made it stand out as a harbinger of the future, and it quickly became a landmark in the city. The building also played an important role in the development of the Flatiron District, an area that has since become one of the most desirable and expensive neighborhoods in Manhattan. Over the years, the Flatiron Building has been the subject of countless photographs, films, and artworks. Its striking design has made it a favorite subject for artists and photographers, and it is often featured in postcards, advertisements, and movies. In fact, the building has appeared in numerous Hollywood films, most notably in Alfred Hitchcock's 1958 thriller North by Northwest, where it served as a symbol of both New York City's urban dynamism and the complex, sometimes dangerous, world in which the film's protagonist finds himself. One of the reasons the Flatiron Building has continued to capture public fascination is because of its connection to the city's identity. The building is not just a piece of architecture, it is a symbol of New York's relentless drive toward progress and innovation. Its location, at the convergence of major streets, means that it is often viewed as a metaphor for the intersection of different forces: culture, commerce, and technology that define the city. This symbolic significance has contributed to the Flatiron's status as a beloved and enduring landmark. In the early 20th century, the building also became associated with the newly emerging field of skyscraper construction, a genre of architecture that would come to define the city in the years to come. Skyscrapers represented the rapid economic growth of the United States during the early 1900s and embodied a kind of architectural optimism that mirrored the country's industrial prowess and confidence. The Flatiron Building was one of the first major symbols of this new age, and it continued to be a source of pride for New Yorkers as the city's skyline became increasingly vertical in the decades that followed. The construction of the Flatiron Building was a major engineering feat, but it also came with its share of challenges. The site, a narrow, triangular plot, posed a significant challenge to the architects and engineers. Moreover, New York City's dense urban environment meant that constructing such a tall building required careful planning and coordination with city officials, who had to approve plans for the new building. The development of the site also required the demolition of several older buildings, which was often met with resistance from local residents and businesses. Despite these challenges, the Flatiron Building was completed ahead of schedule, a testament to the efficiency and skill of the contractors involved. Over the years, the building underwent various renovations to preserve its architectural integrity and ensure its continued relevance in a rapidly changing city. One of the most significant changes occurred in the 1960s when the building was equipped with a modern air conditioning system and new elevators. This modernization effort was part of a broader trend in New York City during the mid-20th century, when many historic buildings were being updated to meet the needs of a new generation of office workers and residents. The building's transformation, however, was not without controversy. Some preservationists feared that these changes would detract from the building's historic character, while others argued that modernization was necessary to ensure the Flatiron's survival in an increasingly competitive real estate market. In the end, these updates allowed the building to remain relevant and functional, even as New York's skyline continued to evolve. The Flatiron Building has also experienced periods of neglect and disrepair over the years. In the mid-20th century, for example, the building's lower floors fell into a state of decline as tenants moved out and its commercial potential dwindled. However, the building's fortunes turned around in the 1980s and 1992, as the city underwent a process of revitalization and gentrification. In the years that followed, the Flatiron District became one of Manhattan's trendiest neighborhoods, and the Flatiron Building itself was transformed into a sought-after office space. The building's commercial value soared, and the neighborhood around it became one of the city's most expensive and prestigious areas. Despite the changes that have occurred around it, the Flatiron Building has remained remarkably unchanged in terms of its architecture. It continues to be one of New York City's most beloved landmarks and is an enduring testament to the vision of its architect, Daniel Burnham. Today, the building is a protected landmark, and it continues to attract visitors from all over the world who come to admire its unique shape and rich history. The Flatiron Building has also become a symbol of the ongoing transformation of New York City, a city that is constantly evolving while still holding onto its past. It is a reminder of the city's early days of skyscraper construction and a nod to the ambition and creativity that defined the city in the early 20th century. The building is also a symbol of the broader trend of architectural experimentation that took place during the early 1900s. The Beaux Arts and early modernist movements were both gaining traction at the time, and the Flatiron Building embodies a merging of these two styles: classical elegance combined with an innovative, cutting-edge design. While the Flatiron Building is now recognized for its architectural significance, it has also become an integral part of New York's cultural identity. The building is a popular tourist destination and is often featured in films, television shows, and advertisements. It serves as a backdrop for numerous events, including New York Fashion Week, and has even become a popular spot for photographers and artists who seek to capture its striking silhouette against the ever-changing skyline of New York. The Flatiron Building's impact on the city is immeasurable. It helped define the architectural and cultural character of New York, and its unique shape and design have made it an enduring symbol of the city's history and future. Despite the passage of time and the rise of newer, taller skyscrapers, the Flatiron Building remains a symbol of architectural excellence and a testament to the creative ingenuity that shaped the city's skyline. As New York City continues to grow and change, the Flatiron Building stands as a reminder of the city's rich architectural heritage and its role as a global center for design, culture, and innovation. The building is also a source of inspiration for future generations of architects and urban planners who will no doubt look to its design and history as they work to shape the future of cities around the world. Whether as a symbol of the past, a monument to progress, or a beloved cultural landmark, The Flatiron Building remains an enduring part of New York's fabric and a testament to the power of good design to shape the way we experience the world around us. The Flatiron Building stands as a timeless symbol of innovation, blending historic charm with architectural brilliance. Its enduring legacy continues to inspire generations, shaping New York's skyline and spirit. Subscribe for more insights into iconic landmarks and architectural wonders. Goodbye. Until next time.